The city of San Diego boasts one of the finest lifeguard programs in the nation, but there was a time 100 years ago when swimmers along our coast were unprotected.
Tonight, CBS News 8's Jeff Zevely takes a look at the tragedy that led to the hiring of the city's first lifeguard as San Diego celebrates a century of life-saving.
Barbara Lee, it's hard to imagine that this tradition dates back 100 years, but San Diego lifeguards figured they've saved so many thousands of lives over the years, it was time to save some memories, too. The walls at lifeguard headquarters are lined with heroic headlines, but it was one daring rescue in 1913 made by a civilian, Walter Field, that changed San Diego.
He went out and made a rescue, and I think there were 3 people in trouble at that point, and one of them actually drowned.
Even back then, San Diego city leaders hung their hat on beautiful beaches, so they hired Field on the spot to protect swimmers.
He was the start.
Before Captain Nick Lerma retires, he feels it's his duty to honor the history of his fellow lifeguards.
This is World War II. And so what we have here are 2 individuals that are 16 years old.
In 1961, Captain Bob Shea was off duty at night when Lois Matson was swept off the rocks in La Jolla. He saved her in surf so violent his clothes were ripped from his body.
Did you, in fact, lose your britches when you went into the water?
It took a quick phone call to confirm the naked truth. Just one of thousands of legendary memories that live on, just like the lives they've saved.
And there's not one lifeguard that doesn't have their own stories.
In 1959, after a great white killed a man off of La Jolla, lifeguards were told to chum from boats and shoot every shark that surfaced.
That really does sound like a scene right out of Jaws.
Yeah, it really is.
With each decade, improvements were made. Metal rescue buoys are now made out of foam, and in the 60s, swimming fins were made mandatory.
It just makes you more effective. You can swim faster.
No matter the generation, those who served always possessed a mastery of the water, whether it was surfing, water skiing, boating, or swimming, and they always accepted this responsibility.
We are that last sort of gate where if we don't do our jobs, then somebody does drown, and that's a hard thing to live with.
San Diego had 24 million beachgoers last year, and not one person drowned at a city beach when a lifeguard was on duty. Carlo and Barbara Lee.
That's pretty incredible, Jeff, especially when you think of the incredible weather that we've had and some of the rough conditions along our shoreline when people insist on going in the water anyway.
You're right, Barbara Lee, and last year was extremely busy, more than 6,000 rescues, which is, I think, record-setting. The lifeguard service says their celebration will continue over the months ahead. They say sometime in March, they're going to invite the public down to their lifeguard headquarters to celebrate with the public.
Very nice. All right, thanks, Jeff.
It's a lot of rescues. Thanks, Jeff.